The Silence is a 2019 horror film directed by John R. Leonetti. Here's a chapter-like breakdown of key events in the movie Chapter 1. The arrival in the opening chapter of The Silence, the narrative unfolds with the discovery of a mysterious cave system that has long been sealed. As scientists breach this ancient underground environment, they unwittingly release a horde of deadly, ancient creatures that rely on sound to hunt. The audience witnesses the initial chaos as the creatures swiftly attack and eliminate those who have unwittingly disturbed their habitat. The world becomes aware of this unforeseen threat, and a sense of urgency and fear spreads as governments and communities grapple with the sudden emergence of these deadly predators. The significance of silence is introduced as a crucial survival tactic, setting the stage for the tension and suspense that will permeate the rest of the film. Against this backdrop, the characters are thrust into a world where noise can be fatal, and the rules of survival are rapidly changing. The audience is left with a sense of impending danger and uncertainty as the creatures roam freely, and humanity begins to grapple with a silent and deadly menace that has been unleashed upon the world. Chapter 2. A Family in Crisis. As the narrative progresses in The Silence, Chapter 2 introduces the Andrews family, a central focus in the story. The audience is introduced to the challenges faced by the family in a world now threatened by the deadly creatures. The family dynamic is established, with particular attention given to Allie, a deaf teenager, and her close relationship with her family members. The Andrews family navigates the initial shock and chaos caused by the sudden emergence of the creatures. The breakdown of societal order and the struggle for survival become evident as the family confronts the new reality. Communication becomes a critical aspect of their existence, especially for Allie, who relies on sign language in a world where silence is paramount. Themes of family bonds and the protective instincts of parents come to the forefront as the Andrews family grapples with the immediate dangers posed by the creatures. The challenges of adapting to a world where noise can attract lethal predators heighten the tension within the family. This chapter sets the stage for the family's journey into the dangerous, noise-sensitive world outside, emphasizing their need to find safety and adapt to the rapidly changing rules of survival. The audience becomes emotionally invested in the characters' struggles and the family's determination to navigate this perilous new reality. Chapter 3. Journey into Silence. In this pivotal chapter of The Silence, the Andrews family embarks on a perilous journey into the heart of the silent and deadly world. Faced with the imminent danger posed by the creatures, the family makes the difficult decision to leave their home and seek refuge in a quieter, more remote location. The journey is fraught with challenges as the family encounters both the lethal creatures and other survivors who are also struggling to survive in this new, dangerous reality. The need for complete silence becomes increasingly apparent, and the family members must adapt quickly to the ever-present threat. The landscape they traverse is a silent battleground, where any sound could attract the attention of the creatures. The tension rises as the family grapples not only with the external dangers, but also with internal conflicts and the emotional toll of their situation. This chapter explores themes of resilience, adaptability, and the lengths to which individuals and families are willing to go to ensure their survival. The silent journey becomes a metaphor for the challenges of navigating a world where communication itself poses a deadly risk. And the Andrews family's struggle for safety becomes even more intense as they press on into the eerie quietude of their surroundings. Chapter 4. The Evolution of the Threat. In this chapter of The Silence, the narrative delves deeper into the nature of the deadly creatures, offering insights into their behavior and the evolving threat they pose to humanity. The Andrews family, now settled in their new environment, learns more about the creatures' predatory instincts and the rules that govern their existence. As the creatures become more active and aggressive, the family witnesses firsthand the consequences of any noise or disturbance. The stakes are heightened as the creatures demonstrate an increasing intelligence and adaptability, making survival even more challenging for the Andrews family and other survivors. The family's attempts to gather supplies, communicate discreetly, and navigate their surroundings are shadowed by the ever-present danger of the creatures. The evolution of the threat becomes a central focus emphasizing the need for constant vigilance and the exploration of new strategies to outsmart these deadly adversaries. Themes of survival instincts, resourcefulness, and the consequences of underestimating the creatures are explored in this chapter. The narrative builds tension as the family grapples with the realization that the creatures are not only a physical threat, but also possess a level of cunning that makes them formidable opponents in this silent and perilous world. Chapter 5. Society and Chaos. In this pivotal chapter of The Silence, the film explores the broader consequences of the creature's emergence on society at large. As news of the silent and deadly threat spreads, panic ensues, leading to the breakdown of societal norms and the disintegration of established order. Communities face the harsh reality of survival as resources become scarce and the once cohesive fabric of civilization unravels. Desperation drives individuals and groups to make difficult choices, sometimes resorting to extreme measures to ensure their survival in the face of the silent menace. Conflicts among survivors, reflecting the struggle for dominance and access to limited resources. Trust becomes a rare commodity as paranoia and fear grip those attempting to navigate this new and perilous world. This chapter provides a broader perspective on the impact of the creatures on the collective psyche, emphasizing the fragility of societal structures when faced with an existential threat. It delves into the primal instincts unleashed in the absence of traditional communication and the disintegration of the social contract. The Andrews family, now not only contending with the creatures but also navigating the chaos of a society in collapse, faces challenges that extend beyond the immediate physical dangers. Themes of human nature, societal breakdown, and the thin veneer of civilization take center stage in this chaotic and suspenseful chapter. Chapter 6. Unveiling the Mystery. In this pivotal chapter of The Silence, the narrative takes a turn as the Andrews family and other survivors begin to unravel the mystery behind the origin of the deadly creatures. Clues emerge, leading the characters to a deeper understanding of the creatures' connection to the ancient cave system and the circumstances that unleashed them upon the world. Scientific revelations and the examination of historical records provide context to the unfolding events, shedding light on the ancient origins of the creatures and the consequences of disturbing their habitat. The urgency to find a solution intensifies as the characters grapple with the magnitude of the situation. As the mystery unravels, the characters face a moral dilemma regarding their roles in the catastrophe and the potential for finding a resolution. The exploration of the creature's origins adds a layer of complexity to the narrative, creating a bridge between the immediate survival challenges and the overarching questions about humanity's responsibility for the crisis. Themes of discovery, responsibility, and the consequences of human actions come to the forefront in this chapter. The audience is taken on a journey of revelation, deepening their engagement with the storyline as they gain a clearer understanding of the forces at play in this silent and dangerous world. Chapter 7. Sacrifices and Loss. In this emotionally charged chapter of The Silence, the narrative explores the profound impact of the silent threat on the Andrews family and other survivors, delving into the theme of sacrifices and loss. As the struggle for survival becomes increasingly dire, characters are faced with heartbreaking decisions that test the limits of their humanity. The danger posed by the creatures escalates, leading to significant losses among the group of survivors. Personal relationships are strained, and the characters must make difficult choices to protect their loved ones. The emotional toll of living in a world where any noise can be fatal is laid bare, and the weight of these sacrifices reverberates throughout the story. The family dynamic within the Andrews household undergoes profound changes, as each member grapples with the consequences of their decisions. The sacrifices made to ensure survival highlight the harsh realities of the silent world they inhabit, emphasizing the toll it takes on both individuals and the collective. Themes of grief, resilience, and the transformative nature of sacrifice take center stage in this chapter. The characters are forced to confront the harsh realities of their new existence, and the audience is drawn into the emotional depth of their struggles as they navigate a world where silence is both a weapon and a shield. Chapter 8. The Final Stand. In this climactic chapter of The Silence, the narrative reaches its zenith as the Andrews family and the remaining survivors make their last stand against the relentless threat of the creatures. The tension is palpable as the silent battleground becomes the setting for a decisive and perilous confrontation. The characters' survival instincts are put to the ultimate test as they devise a final plan to outsmart the creatures and secure their safety. The suspense reaches its peak as the family faces the culmination of their journey, with the creatures closing in on them and every move carrying life or death consequences. The confrontation is fraught with intensity, combining moments of strategic ingenuity with heart-pounding action sequences. The final stand is both a physical and emotional battleground, with the characters confronting not only the creatures, but also the consequences of their choices and sacrifices. Themes of bravery, resilience, and the indomitable human spirit are at the forefront, as the characters summon the strength to face the creatures head-on. The outcome of this final stand holds the key to the survival of the remaining members of the group, and the audience is taken on a roller coaster of emotions as the narrative hurtles toward its resolution. This chapter marks the pinnacle of the film's suspense and action, delivering a gripping and memorable conclusion to the story of the Andrews family's struggle for survival in a world where silence is the ultimate weapon. Chapter 9. Echoes of Silence. In the concluding chapter of The Silence, the narrative shifts its focus to the aftermath of the final confrontation and the enduring echoes of the silent world that has forever altered the lives of the characters. This chapter serves as an epilogue, providing resolution to the story and insight into the long-term consequences of the silent threat. The survivors, having weathered the intense challenges and dangers, now face the daunting task of rebuilding their lives in the silent aftermath. Themes of resilience, hope, and the human capacity for adaptation come to the forefront as the characters grapple with the profound changes brought about by the creatures. The emotional fallout from the sacrifices and losses incurred during the journey is explored, as characters reflect on their experiences and the transformed world around them. The echoes of silence symbolize not only the absence of sound, but also the lasting impact of the creatures on the survivors' psyches. The narrative may offer glimpses into the characters' futures, showing how they cope with the scars left by the silent threat and how they navigate the challenges of a world forever changed. This chapter invites contemplation on themes of survival, resilience, and the enduring strength of the human spirit in the face of extraordinary challenges. As the story concludes, the echoes of silence resonate, leaving a lasting impression on both the characters and the audience, and prompting reflection on the unpredictable and transformative nature of the journey they have undertaken.